Think twice, click wise. Fake news in social media. Objective of this animation video.
Objective of this animation video is to educate audiences about the existence and impact of fake news. Encourage viewers to scrutinize news sources, check for credibility, and verify facts to distinguish between legitimate information and misinformation. Reduce the spread misinformation by fostering a more informed and cautious approach to consuming and sharing news. Reduce the overall impact and dissemination of fake news within the community.
Example of fake news in social media.
One day, a girl scrolling on their smartphone and look at news about Facebook is going to start charging all users RM50 per month to keep their account active.
She became nervous after seeing this. She'd just share it to avoid charge without any consideration.
After she shared it, friends started receiving it. Then her friend asked curiously about, wow, it is real. Well, why didn't you receive any information from Facebook? When Facebook announced pay RMF50 per month to keep accounts active.
Important, think twice, click wise.
Now let us look about what is fake news, how fake news spreads, identifying fake news, the impact of fake news, how to combat fake news.
First, what is fake news? Fake news refers to false information presented as news, often with the intent to deceive or manipulate public opinion, generate profit, or achieve political goals. It leverages the credibility of traditional news formats to spread misinformation.
Next, we look about forms of fake news. The first one of the forms of fake news is misleading headlines, clickbait, phrases used in journalism that create a false content of the article to attract readers' attention. The second of the forms of fake news is false context, factually accurate content combined with false contextual information. The third of the forms of fake news is imposter content, news from sources that imitate legitimate outlets, using similar names or logos to deceive audiences. The fourth of the forms of fake news is manipulated content, genuine information or imagery that has been distorted. The fifth of the forms of fake news is propaganda, new content to influence opinion or promote an agenda.
Based on Redline Digital report, Facebook having the highest percentage of not credible, 57%, meanwhile YouTube having the highest percentage of trust, 19%.
On August 20, 2022, a TikTok video was posted claiming that Disney World was going to lower the drinking age to 18. It was stated that Disney World was battling the Florida government in court to get a resort exemption, which would allow anyone 18 and older to drink on property. The TikTok video acquired millions of views in just a couple days. This story was also posted on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Shortly after, the story made it on ABC 10 News.
What is factors contributing to the rapid spread of fake news? Algorithms and sensationalism. Social media platforms use algorithms to recommend content based on users' interests, prioritizing posts with high engagement. Eye-catching headlines and controversial topics drive clicks and shares, giving fake news broader visibility. Emotional and sensational content spreads faster than factual information, leveraging the traffic economy for profit. Social verification. People are more likely to trust and share information from friends, family, or celebrities without verifying its authenticity, accelerating the viral spread. Exploitation of hot topics. Fake news publishers capitalize on trending events to attract attention, often imitating legitimate news sources to mislead readers.
How to identifying fake news. Maintain critical thinking. A lot of fake news stories usually use catchy headlines to influence people's thoughts and feelings. Before believing and clicking on this fake news, we can maintain critical thinking by asking ourselves about where does the information come from, if there are links, where do they take you, who wrote the information, and more. Remain neutral and don't be greedy and petty advantages when you come across news that brings benefits. Check the source. When we receive a message, we must find the source of the message. Are these sources reliable? Is the news posted from an official website or account? Fake news, often created by websites or any social media accounts without a credible journalistic background. If we find a website or have doubts about the website or account, we had better not click on it and believe it. We can find the source of the news in the right way. Use tools to identify fake news. With the development of technology, there are numerous websites that allow us to check the credibility of news. Example of tools: NewsGuard, FactChecked, or Snopes.com, Logically AI. For instance, NewsGuard is a rating system for news and information websites. It is accessible via browser extensions and mobile apps. It provides services such as misinformation tracking and brand safety for advertisers, search engines, social media platforms, cybersecurity firms, and government agencies. Fake news spreads through forwarding, so you should consider carefully before forwarding information. Therefore, when we share news, we can first check the truth of the matter through the above websites. Demonstrate how to use fact-checking tools and resources. You can check the truth of news that you have looked at or come across on the internet when you click the section of fact checks. You can directly search the keyword of the news you want to see in the search bar. It will show you the truth about the news you want to find out. You also can copy and paste the URL from the search bar. The Snopes will address the article and show you the truth of the article.
The impact of fake news on individuals. First, impact of mental. Fake news can affect people's understanding and discourage them from thinking critically about the truth and cause them to make poor decisions based on false information. Second, impact of emotions. Fake news can cause individuals to have emotions such as anxiety, panic, fear, and more especially, the fake news about safety and health. It makes people live with an uneasy heart. Case study: the incident of Pizzagate in Washington, D.C., which reached to a terrifying head. A man believing a fake news story that Clinton and her aides were running a child sex in a Washington pizzeria, and he entered the restaurant and fired a gun. Fortunately, no one was injured. Through this incident, we can see how much influence a piece of fake news can have on a person's behavior. On communities. First, loss of trust. Fake news can destroy trust within communities, such as spreading the fake news about ideological or cultural differences. This leads to distrust and disunity among people and leading to chaos and panic in the community. Second, community disintegration. The contents of fake news often spread about the differences in targets of culture and politics. People influenced by fake news will feel unfair with the differences, and this will increase the tensions and divisions happening in communities. Case study: during the 2016 US presidential election, loss of trust in the process of democratic institutions due to the fake news spread on Facebook. Fake news included: the Pope endorsed Donald Trump, and Hillary Clinton is running a child sex at a pizza shop. This loss of trust influenced how communities engage in public life, which makes it more difficult for people to come together on common issues. On society. First, undermining democracy. The misinformation about the policies can be a direct threat to democratic process, and it will affect the elections and confuse the voters. Second, destabilizing institutions. The fake news spread will weaken the social institutions because of people lose of confidence and distrust in the information sources. The authority and legitimacy of the institution will also be undermined by the fake news. Case study: the fake news spread on Twitter and Facebook that has it about Hillary Clinton in negative light, with the example Pizzagate, which Hillary Clinton included in a child trafficking. This fake news has a big effect on the view of voters to Hillary Clinton in the election.
How to combat fake news. Verify before you share. Always check the source of the news. Is it from a credible and well-known outlet? Cross-check the information with other reputable sources to confirm its accuracy. Read beyond the headline. Click and read the full article before forming an opinion or sharing it. Headlines can be misleading. Use fact-checking tools. Platforms like Snopes, FactCheck, or local fact-checking websites can quickly confirm if a story is true or false. Promote responsible sharing. If you're unsure of a news item's credibility, don't share it. Sharing fake news, even unintentionally, amplifies the problem. Follow trusted sources. Subscribe to credible news outlets and stay updated through platforms with strong journalistic standards.
Dare to say no to fake news. Let's combat fake news together.
The end. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share.